When you change the price of oil as dramatically as we've seen in the last decade, from $20 a barrel to over $100 a barrel, you don't just change the speed at which you drive your car, you change the speed at which your economy can grow. If we know anything about the performance of the global economy over the last 40, 50 years, we know this. Feed it cheap oil and it runs like a charm. But shock it with expensive crude and the engine of growth literally seizes up overnight. It's the demand for oil as a transit fuel that makes the world economy ever more thirsty for it. In a world of triple-digit oil prices, distance costs money. Transport costs are no longer incidental. Transport costs for things like steel to food become critical. And all of a sudden, we're going to find that the whole model of a global economy, where we produce something at one end of the world, ostensibly to take advantage of the cheapest wage rates, and to sell it another end of the world, isn't going to make a whole lot of economic sense.
Yep. I'm looking for prices to guide us into the right action. I don't think, for example, we have to raise fuel efficiency standards in cars. I think when gas is $3 a liter, we'll know exactly what kind of cars to buy without any government regulation. I think triple-digit oil prices is actually our friend because it's going to guide us into making the right economic decisions. I think our economy of the future is going to look a lot more like the economy 20 years ago. Like a lot more jobs in the goods sector, actually making things, manufacturing jobs. And I don't think everybody's going to be working at either an investment bank or Starbucks. I think the service sector will probably be less important to tomorrow's economy than it is to today's economy.
That we're going to go back to economic growth rates that we have not experienced in the last 40 to 50 years. And stepping on the gas, printing more money, or running huge budget deficits is not the answer. What is the answer? Well, I think what makes sense in this kind of economy are things like job sharing. That maybe, 4 people take a 20-25% cut in time and save a job. After all, we're not taxed on leisure time. And I think that we're going to see some changes in the labor force that are going to ripple down to Ryerson University and indeed enrollment in all post-secondary institutions.
I think local economy is going to be important. Know your local market and get skills that I think are going to complement tomorrow's economy. And, I think trade skills are going to become way more important. Again, I think we're going to be making stuff that we haven't made in 20 to 30 years.
That we're going to see the reemergence of local economies because the transport costs from triple-digit oil prices is equivalent to like a double-digit tariff on goods shipped from distant places like India and China. So I think that, sectors that we thought were gone forever are coming back.
Because I think the whole notion of global was really predicated on cheap oil and cheap transport costs. And as I say, in a world of triple-digit oil prices, distance costs money.